From fellow country legends Naomi Judd, Loretta Lynn, and Kenny Rogers to actor Leslie Jordan, within the last couple of years, the Queen of Country, Dolly Parton, has lost some of her closest friends to death. Join us as we discuss how Dolly has been dealing with this recent string of deaths in her circle. Facts First presents Dolly Parton speaks out after losing her closest friends. Naomi Judd. After struggling for many years with depression accompanied by panic attacks, anxiety, and intrusive suicidal thoughts, Judd committed suicide by firearm at the age of 76 on April 30th, 2022. It's also worth noting that Judd experienced further emotional distress before her passing, brought on by the side effects of a medication she was taking. It's been reported that the lithium she was prescribed for her depression produced a wide range of nasty side effects, such as facial edema, tremors, and alopecia. Following her death, Naomi's daughters, Ashley and Winona, turned to social media to express their grief. In one tweet sent out the day of Naomi's passing, the daughters revealed they had lost their mother to the disease of mental illness. Ashley eventually revealed the cause of her mother's death when she gave an interview with Good Morning America's Diane Sawyer on May 12, 2022. She made the revelation in the hopes of raising awareness of mental illness, so others suffering from it might be able to receive the help they need. Not long after Judd's death, Dolly took to Instagram to post a touching, albeit heartbreaking tribute to her old friend. Parton wrote she was shocked to hear about the singer's passing. She went on to share that she and Judd had been quite close and that they were very similar in a number of ways. For one thing, Dolly brought up that they were both Capricorns who were the same age. She wrote, "We loved big hair, makeup, and music." She went on to say she always loved Ashley, Winona, and Naomi like sisters. She then congratulated Naomi and her daughter Winona for the Judds' induction into the prestigious Country Music Hall of Fame. While she couldn't attend the induction ceremony, Dolly said she could still hear Naomi saying, "Oh well, a day late and a dolly short." Loretta Lynn. The world is still mourning the loss of country legend Loretta Lynn, who died in her sleep October 4th, 2022, at age 90. With a career spanning 6 decades, Lynn revolutionized the world of country music with the release of multiple gold albums and countless hit singles like Don't Come Home A-Drinkin' with Lovin' on Your Mind, You Ain't Woman Enough to Take My Man, and Coal Miner's Daughter. In 1980, she was the subject of a film based on her life that was also called Coal Miner's Daughter. Throughout her time in the music industry, Lynn received many awards and accolades, including awards from the Academy of Country Music and the Country Music Association. She was also nominated 18 times for Grammys, winning 3. As of 2022, Lynn was the most awarded female country artist of all time. Additionally, she was the only female Academy of Country Music Artist of the decade. In 2017, she had put an abrupt end to her 57 years of touring after suffering a stroke. A year later, she broke her hip. Fortunately, when she finally passed in October, she did so in just about the most peaceful way you can. Over the years, Dolly and Lynn collaborated on several occasions. In 1993, they teamed up with Tammy Wynette for a collab album called Honky Tonk Angels. That project included songs like Wings of Dove and Silver Threads and Golden Needles. Lynn was also a guest on Parton's variety show, The Dolly Show, which aired on ABC from 1987 to 88. On that program, the two harmonized while singing a medley of several of Lynn's biggest hits. Much as she did after Naomi Judd's death, Dolly shared her thoughts on Lynn's passing on social media. On Instagram, she wrote that she was very sorry to hear about her friend Loretta's fate. She went on to say that she and Lynn had been like sisters during all the years they'd been together in Nashville. She then added that Loretta was a wonderful human being and wonderful talent who had millions of fans, among whom she was one. Kenny Rogers. Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers were more than just musical partners. They were close friends too. So naturally, after learning of Rogers' passing at age 81 on March 20th, 2020, in a hospice in Sandy Springs, Georgia, Parton was devastated. They met while she was performing on her variety show in 1976. The two immediately hit it off, and not long after the show aired, Parton says they became buddies. Dolly was already familiar with Rogers before they met because he was a member of the rock band First Edition before embarking on his solo country career. Parton and Rogers continued to develop their special friendship that endured for decades. In her book Songteller, Parton said she loved Rogers and that they were kindred spirits. She further noted that she and Rogers often laughed together and that she especially appreciated hearing Rogers sing. Although the media often speculated the two were romantically involved, Parton repeatedly denied that their relationship was anything but platonic. She was even once quoted as saying they loved each other like brother and sister. Following his death, Parton commented she felt like a chunk chunk of her heart went with Rogers. She also said that hers felt broken. While Parton deeply misses Rogers, she says she's found comfort knowing he's in a better place. In Songteller, she expressed her belief that Rogers is currently talking to God about spreading light in the darkness seen throughout the world today. She ended her heartfelt tribute to Rogers, telling him to fly high into the loving arms of the divine. Leslie Jordan. Despite standing at just 4'11", this actor, comedian, writer, and singer stood tall in the eyes of Dolly Parton, who counted him as one of her closest friends. Jordan was best known for his roles in TV series like Will and Grace, American Horror Story, The Cool Kids, and Hearts of Fire. Aside from his screen roles, he also had a lifelong love for theater. Most notably, he played Earl Brother Boy Ingram in the 1996 play Sordid Lives. He later portrayed that character in the 2000 film adaptation. In 2021, Jordan's autobiography, How Y'all Doing? Misadventures and Mischief from a Life Well Lived, was published. The same year, he released a gospel music album titled Company's Comin'. Tragically, on the morning of October 24th, 2022, while en route to film scenes on the set of Call Me Kat, his car collided with the side of a building at the corner of Cahuenga and Romaine Street in Hollywood. It's believed he experienced some kind of medical episode that led to the accident. He was sadly pronounced dead at the scene at age 67. After learning of her friend's untimely death, Parton posted on social media that she was in shock and deeply saddened. She further expressed she felt like she'd lost a family member. She went on to acknowledge that in the case of most stars' deaths, there's always a flood of people who come out and say they'll be missed. But in Jordan's case, she says that couldn't be more true. She wrote that he'd be missed by everyone who knew him personally and by everyone entertained by him. How Dolly copes. After experiencing all of those back-to-back deaths, the sting of loss is obviously quite fresh for Dolly. Talking to Hoda Kotb on the Today Show in early December of 2022, Parton revealed she's relied on happy memories of Lynn and Judd to navigate the otherwise painful grieving process. Touching on the loss of her friends Loretta Lynn, Naomi Judd, and Kenny Rogers, Parton said she had been making it a point to look back on the good memories they made together while also thinking about all of the similarities they shared with each other. She said she grieves over them just like she would for a flesh and blood family member. Dolly further said one song in particular, Alan Jackson's Precious Memories, reminds her of her fallen friends. In that song, one lyric stands out: "Precious memories, unseen angels sent from somewhere to my soul." She explained that those precious memories flow in and out of her as she remembers special things about them. She added that the lingering presence of these memories feels like those unseen angels that Jackson sang about, and it almost feels like her friends are still around with her. Dolly is one of the strongest women alive. She wouldn't have been able to accomplish all that she has otherwise. That being said, she's only human. She has to deal with the pain and heartache that goes along with losing those closest to her. Now it's time to hear from you. Did you know Dolly Parton lost several of her closest friends back to back within just 2 years? Let us know in the comments section below.